As I do sometimes, today I'm starting with my Tree of Life pendant from the very beginning with making the hoop. What am I measuring around today? It's a candle from World Market. So I take something round and I just measure my 16 gauge round copper wire around it. Then this one does have two different places where I can measure around, so I'm just measuring or flattening it around the smaller part of the candle because the wire kind of sprung back after I let go of it from the larger part. So just to have it overlap a little bit better, the better it overlaps in the correct size, the easier lining up the top and bottom part of this little um, joining end is. And I'm measuring 4.5 inches for the joining wire, which is 24 gauge round copper wire. Wrap it around the inside part of the join first, because you will have to flatten down the little end of that wire with your pliers, and it's much easier to do the inside part before you have joined it to the outside part. So I'm just compacting that down and then using my round nose pliers to close off that loop. And if it's not closing quite completely, you can use some other pliers to help flatten it into place. I've misplaced my pliers I like to do that with, so I'm not doing that on this video. Then overlap the top and bottom of these loops and wrap the wire around both of them several times to get a nice good join. The wire that's around the loop parts is just more to hold everything in place and to be kind of decorative. Then once you've joined them together with several wraps, then wrap around the top loop using the rest of the wire, flatten down the little end and close that loop up. I like to then use my nylon jaw pliers to just flatten out this little join, because sometimes it doesn't join quite how you want it to. You can see they decided to live next door to each other instead of on top of each other, so I just adjust that with my nylon jaw pliers so I don't add any scratches to the wire as I'm doing this. And then you can go back and finesse the shape of the hoop if you need to. I do that off camera because it wasn't as perfectly round as I was hoping it would be. So here is the tree I'm making today then, with some black and silver faceted tiny crystal beads. I think they're 4 mil, and then some 6 mil milky faceted crystal beads, some hearts that are in a natural stone, so maybe onyx black hearts, and some silver-ish 6 mil faceted crystals. And I'm doing a similar pattern on each of the branches, although the first two branches are the same. Then I add one additional of the 4 mil beads to each side of the branch on the next two branches, and then two in total added for the last two branches, so each set of branches gets a little bit longer. So once you have all of your branches made, take the center two most branches and twist them together, locking around where the chain is going to go. Then add the remaining branches one at a time, either working your way down the trunk of the tree or weaving back between branches you have previously attached. I did twist that next branch around so that the placement of the light and dark beads alternates from branch to branch. As I said in the hoop creation portion, I am using 24 gauge round copper wire for the branches and 16 gauge round copper wire for the hoop. Once you have all of your branches attached, you will separate out the little ends of the wires, and those will become the roots of the tree. Wrap them around the base of the hoop one at a time and use your pliers to flatten down the little end so you don't scratch yourself when you're wearing it. After I have all of my roots in place, I like to go back in with my tweezer nose pliers and gnarl the roots and gnarl the branches to give the tree a little bit more of an organic shape. I also made my roots slightly asymmetrical on this tree because my branches turned out to be slightly asymmetrical, so I wanted to have it look balanced, sort of like a reflection of the top in the roots. And then this tree is done.